All right, so I will be talking about the BudgetBuddy website. It is a website that allows college students to manage their expenses and finances as well as gain some investment information. Start off by showing that we are able to run this locally with Docker. Here we see just a basic login page, but for the purposes of this demo, I will be going to a particular website, budgetbuddy-013-01.herokuapp.com. And then here we see our team's initial login page. So I'll start off by showing that if a user doesn't have an account, they will not be able to log in. So let's just say random user and some password. Here we see the account does not exist, so we need to go in and make an account. And there is set requirements for the password and other factors of the form that the user needs to properly put in. So let's say they have some password that is not correct. Here we see it is an email, so it does require the user to put an @ and a domain name. Let's fix that. And then here we see the different requirements, and if the user puts in forms that are incorrect or inputs that are incorrect, it'll tell them what the various requirements are and what they need to do to fix that. So let's make a valid account. We're in account. Here we see we are now registered and we can go ahead and log in. And then here we see our initial dashboard page. This is going to be all their expenses sort of, summed up for them. Various things that we can navigate to. Let's go to expenses. Here the user will be able to set their budget up here and then also add various transactions that they have. And then here we have the resources. It's going to be a simple list of websites that the user can get access to sort of get basic investment information. Now, if we go back up here in the nav bar, we also see that they have a profile. Here it pulls the first name, last name, and the email. And then for the purposes of this demo, I'll go ahead and show you an account that is already set up and created. So let's log out of this account. And just so that we have logged out, the user will not be able to access information if they are not logged in. It'll just redirect them back into the login page. So let's log into an account that I've already created. And so here's that dashboard that you saw previously that was empty. Here it is all populated because I've already put in some information. So here we can see the various expenses and the budget that we have set and how much we've spent, how much we have remaining. So for the budget I set a budget of $500, and here we see we are still able to spend $185. And then here we can see a breakdown of how much we've spent, particularly and on what. So if we go back to the expenses page, here we can see the different expenses that I've already put in. And then a feature that we've also put in is that they can put in the income. So the income will offset their budget and it will reset so that we're able to spend $500 each time. And here we can sort of cut that down further and just see how much we've spent on the particular items that we do or do not want to see. So here we have food, gas, tuition. Let's go add another expense. Let's make it more groceries. Do a date for simplicity. Actually, let's just say it's rent. Let's say that rent costs them $85. Here we see the new rent expense added. If we go back to the dashboard, we can see the new addition of the various expenses, particularly rent right here, $85 as I put in. And then as you can see, our remaining budget also went down $100, and then our expenses went up to $400 to account for that $85 that I spent. And then we are able to log out of the account. And that is BudgetBuddy.